Various climate scientists studied past and present trends in global temperature variation. From these studies, a clear pattern of present warming emerged, and global interest was piqued. In 1988, the World Meteorological Society and the United Nations Environment Program established the IPCC, the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change. The first IPCC report was published in 1990, showing that global warming was likely to continue and that it was likely to have been caused by human activity. It was followed up by successive reports that provided more specific and accurate evidence of the role of human activity in climate change. These reports, supplemented by other scientific publications, as well as informational and entertainment media, definitively brought global warming into the public focus.
It's considered the world's most authoritative assessment of climate change. This latest IPCC report has taken input from more than 800 experts, citing more than 9,000 scientific studies. It's published in 3 parts. The first, about the science of climate change, comes on Friday. The others, about the impacts and what can be done to mitigate it, follow next year.
Like the IPCC, the Kyoto Protocol began in the early 1990s as an international response to global warming. By 1997, the involved industrialized countries agreed to attempt limiting future greenhouse gas emissions. From this culmination of events, 2 distinct sides emerged, those opposing climate change efforts and those supporting them, each attacking the opposing viewpoint and making this global issue into the heavily debated controversy it is today. On one side of the debate, climate scientists hardly expected to be drafted into the war born from their curiosity about temperature variation. Much of the information that comes from this side is initially published in scientific journals such as Nature and is vetted through a long peer review process.
So I'm asking you, it is super settled science, right?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely.
Okay.
The National Academy of Sciences was founded, people forget this, by a Republican president, Abraham Lincoln, and they've said, look, climate change is real, it's caused by human activity, it's already a problem, it's going to be a much worse problem if we don't do something. There's still time to do something about it.
On the other side of the debate, the opposition utilizes similar means as climate scientists, but focuses mostly on refuting the existing data or analysis. Climate change deniers channel their arguments through more direct means, such as blogging and more obscure scientific journals. These tactics have forced climate change scientists to adapt and reconsider spreading information through faster media. For example, the active opposition of Stephen Malloy, through his blog junkscience.com, among others, has compelled scientists such as Michael Mann to respond with their own less formal reports through sites such as realclimate.org. Unsurprisingly, denialists find themselves on the same side as many fossil fuel interests, providing them with plenty of resources to fuel the ongoing debate. Advantages such as these have allegedly given rise to outrages like the email scandal ClimateGate. This was one of the most organized efforts for climate change deniers, striking supporters at a critical time, right before the Copenhagen Summit, a highly anticipated meeting meant to establish an international norm for climate change policy.
The only accurate way to report that 1 out of 4 Americans are skeptical of global warming is to say, a poll finds that 1 out of 4 Americans are wrong about something.
While the real battle occurs between the deniers and the supporters of climate change, this controversy would be nothing more than background noise without the people in the middle, the general public, those who parrot back what they hear and what they believe.
In the interest of mathematical balance, I'm going to bring out 2 people who agree with you, climate skeptic, and Bill Nye, I'm also going to bring out 96 other scientists. It's a little unwieldy, but this is the only way you can actually have a representative discussion.
Just as with a presidential election, both sides attempt to win the hearts and minds of the general populace, knowing that the power to act lies with the support of the people. The arguments of each side can find the support within various media outlets, who reintroduce their previous information and create a sort of journalistic balance that often focuses more on controversy than on substance. Outside of the journalistic realm, people often do not know which side to fall on in this debate, instead choosing to repeat both arguments and simply teach the controversy, rather than affiliate with a single group. This fuels the ongoing fight by introducing more people to the debate and further increasing participation. Both concepts are essentially the same, with differing speakers and audiences, showing how broad and connected the middle group is, ranging across people from all walks of life. These people bring this scientific debate to the level of a public controversy.
Every great social movement, from abolition through suffrage for women, the civil rights movement, the anti-apartheid movement, the movement for equality for the LGBT community, all of them faced innumerable no's before there came a yes.
The United States is committed to strengthening our energy security and confronting global climate change. And the best way to meet these goals is for America to continue leading the way toward the development of cleaner and more energy-efficient technology.
Like many other arguments, this one seems to go nowhere, and both sides are equally set in their ways. However, unlike any other argument, failure to reach an agreement is not an option. If it is not resolved soon, there may not be a planet left for us.
2014 was the planet's warmest year on record. 14 of the 15 hottest years on record have fallen in the first 15 years of this century. Yes, this winter was cold in parts of our country, including Washington. Some people in Washington helpfully used a snowball to illustrate that fact. But around the world, in the aggregate, it was the warmest winter ever recorded. This is not a problem for another generation. Not anymore. This is a problem now. It has serious implications for the way we live right now.
Though the effects of global warming are widely debated, the implications of letting it continue unhindered are vast and terrifying. If anything, addressing climate change provides a sort of insurance policy for our planet, ensuring that the accidents and poor choices made by humanity along the way will not be the end of the world, literally.